for that number of people. Some people I talk to think, well, you know, that many people, it's like, it's incomprehensible, so you kind of almost mentally block it out. What's your strategy?
I'm not very good with numbers. There was about 1 million people.
Yeah,
about 1 million.
I think it gets to the point where when crowds are so big like that, like you can't really gather that they're all real. I guess like when I look at
the cardboard cutouts,
because they're normally so far away. You're just like little pink blobs on black t-shirts. So yeah, it's kind of strange, but I think we go out there and try. Like when we've done shows where it's been like, well, we did Give It a Name festival one year where we played the MEN Arena to 15,000 people. The next day we played in Fourth Call, right, to 12 people, right?
and Tom Jones, who was painted on the wall.
Yeah, so we came with Tom Jones, and yeah, literally, so we went from 15,000 on one day to 12 the next day. But I think it was the same show. Like we tried to put on the same show, even though the second day in Fourth Call there was a bubble or foam machine on the dance floor where we were playing.
There was also there wasn't any room for my amp that day because the stage was full of televisions.
Yeah. So we've done some really strange gigs where we've had, but like, my point was that we always try and play the best show we can, whether it's 212 or 15,000, I guess.
Wait, turn back to Reese now, so we give him a microphone.
Hello?
Obviously, no, not to put too fine a point, the labels you've been with haven't been the kind of the absolute biggest with a massive promotional budget that gets people onto MTV, into Radio 1 A-list and all that kind of stuff through sheer weight of the commercial. So do you see live as being the flip side to that, the stuff that you can do as a band?
Yeah, well, live is kind of where we make our money generally, so you've got to keep going constantly and just get your name around, play everywhere, play with everyone you can, like play to a dog, play everywhere.
Obviously the dog goes and tells all his friends.
So, as long as the dog pays to get in, we'll play to it.
Yeah.
So the same word of mouth,
Yeah, definitely.
Word of bark, if maybe.
I think the label thing has always been our choice. Like we've always chose to go with them labels.
Yeah.
Like when we signed to Epitaph, we had the choice of like major, and it was kind of we felt more comfortable with Epitaph. And the same with when we signed with Cook and Vinyl, there was interest from majors again. And I think we just feel more Homer like on sort of indie labels. I think they just got more of a better vibe, and like it's more like friendly. So I think it's a bit more of a choice for us really than.
Who here has heard of Epitaph Records and knows a bit about them? Because for me, I mean, I'm the wrong side of 30, and for Epitaph was one of the big labels when I was growing up, and when I heard that these guys were signed to Epitaph, it was a big thing. It was a
and you were like, how did those Muppets get signed to that label?
You paraphrased me accurately. So I sort of think signing those kind of labels, where they're almost kind of like, they might be a niche label, but they've also got a real good name. And so how important was it for you guys to sign something like Epitaph?
I think at the time, because like you said, like I was a big fan of a lot of the bands on Epitaph Records, and then at the time it just kind of seemed surreal, I guess. Like we were like, is this a real Epitaph, or is this like somebody else has made a joke in one and has signed us? But yeah, it's someone spelled Epitaph wrong. But yeah, it was quite daunting at first, but then I don't think like we do with everything, we don't really care. Like we just go into it blind and just go, come on, let's do this, and then like we did with this, because at first they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna put a festival on in Merthyr, and we were like, yeah, let's do it, and then we were like, what if nobody comes? We're doomed. So yeah, it was a bit daunting at first, but I think we had a good relationship with them. They were all lovely people, and it's just I guess we're a bit sad that it didn't work out, I guess, because they were, at the end of the day, they were making money with bands like Escape the Fate and a bunch of bands like that could sell 1 million, trillion records in America, and we couldn't live up to that in America, I guess, so we had to move on. So
it did come down to basic economics, that you didn't sell enough records for them to put their faith in you again. Is that being unfair?
No.
I mean, that simplifies it a little bit. Basically, what it came down to was the fact that it came to the point where when they did actually want to renegotiate our deal for the newest record, the one that became Hope. But basically, they were obviously, like a lot of record labels, they were in a financial situation where they couldn't just sign money off on people anymore blindly, expecting that it'll automatically recoup. So the terms of the renegotiation deal was, without going into things that I frankly can't remember or understand.
That's why you have a lawyer.
Yeah, was just nowhere near. I mean, the first deal that we got off them was very, very fair, and obviously to cover their own backs, because they did make a loss on the best in town. They had to renegotiate in terms of the deal to the point where we just said, well, look, we can understand your point of view and why you're doing this in your own interests, but we just can't justify what we're going to stand to lose, so we just had to say, I'm sorry, we just can't do it.
If we took that, we wouldn't be able to afford to stay in a band either.
No, definitely not.
They wanted that, they wanted like a lot of our live and stuff like that, which is how we made our money, how we...
Well, that actually brings me on to what I was going to say next. You might be, on the face of it, a more successful band 2 or 3 years down the line, but you were selling fewer records. And so the revenue streams that were opening up to bands to make sure that they could actually have a living, so merch stuff and like, were being brought in by labels to what they call 360 deals. You would, as a record label, take a cut of various revenue streams, the band would take a cut. And that was very much going against